Here we are, and you really got to check this out. This is a HJ47, but it's a 4-door Arkana. These were built in Western Australia for a purpose, the mining community, a few other things. There ain't too many left, and so to get one of these, you've done pretty damn well. And Paul and his family are up here at Mr. Land Cruiser. They've come all the way from Northeast Victoria for a holiday in the Sunshine Coast. They come up here a bit. The 40 series got quite the community. We're friends, we go way back, so it's really good to see them up here. And they've stopped in. We're going on a boat tomorrow, so we're going for a swim, everything up Noosa River. Yeah. But until then, we want to have a look at this 47, which you found in Melbourne, didn't you? You found a couple of Arkanas.
2 of them in the shed, yeah, in Moorabbin, near Melbourne, yeah, there was 2 together. And
they were in pretty bad way. This was on a 47 chassis?
It was on a 47 chassis that was rusted out.
And what's happened? You just pull her apart?
Yeah, I'll put on an 80 series chassis.
Yeah, yep. Yeah. And it came with the 1HZ?
Yeah, it already had the 1HZ and the 5-speed gearbox.
Yep.
So I just pull that out and put in the 80 series chassis.
Yeah, nice. And Paul ran the 1HZ for a little while, wasn't happy, turboed it, wasn't happy. So what's under there now?
I put a 1HDT in it, yeah, fully rebuilt 1HDT with a high flow turbo and just been a whistle and soot for a airbox, exhaust.
We might have a close look at their work in a minute. It's pretty damn nice, hey?
Nice,
and you just threw this motor in just before this trip.
Before we left, yeah.
So the test run is driving it from Vic to Queensland. And you made it, here you are.
Yeah, that's
got the whole family.
Yeah.
And there's some pretty unique things about this one. There's a lot going on outside. Paul's, this was a rust bucket, including the chassis. So you've torn the whole thing down.
Yeah.
And then rebuilt it. Yeah. You've put your own, he's put his own personal touches in here, like he's hand fabbed the guards, he's done the sliders, he's made the widened, they're widened but they're steel, so he's used 2 guards to widen them out. Yeah. A lot of personal touches. You and a good mate Rob have pretty much...
Yeah, mate of mine, Rob helped me paint it and put it together.
Put it together, and here you are. And I mean, tell me, that bull bar is off a 55.
55, yeah.
Yep, it was in a rollover, and so one of the only things left in it was the bull bar, and it fits perfect for the width for the 80 chassis.
Yeah, that's right.
So yeah, well, we might lift the bonnet and have a closer look. Would you get a load of that? The 1HDT. And look at that pipe work. So you come up here and none of this pipe work was on?
No, nothing was there. I pulled into Harley's at Whistle and Soot, and we spent days and nights, 2 or 3 days and nights in the shed. Full airbox setup, intercooler pipes, intercooler, intake pipe, and a full exhaust, 3.5-inch exhaust stainless, all the way to the back, and twin pipes out the back. Yeah.
So this intercooler to fit, you had already recessed the radiator back?
Yeah.
So there's already that room?
There was the room already there. I pushed everything back as far as I could in the engine bay when I mounted the engine to make sure that, to try and have enough room for a cooler.
For an intercooler. And because you've got the red dot, he's got the red dot aircon up on the roof. Yeah. Because that's up there, you don't need any... I
don't need a condenser in the front.
Yeah.
I made sure I tried to have as much room.
It was ready to go. And the R&D and the work that you guys and that Harley at Whistle and Soot's done on this is mad, hey? So you were telling me about your EGTs.
Yeah, I was getting sort of 600 EGTs coming here up the hills from Victoria, and now going up the hills, I'm lucky to reach sort of 400, 450, so it's dropped the EGTs massively.
That is awesome, that is mad. And also, Paul's done little things. I noticed that is an 80 series booster. So you obviously got disc brakes.
Yeah, 4-wheel disc brakes off the 80 series.
Yep, came out factory
booster
for that chassis.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep, so you upgraded the booster.
Yeah.
And I do also notice, we'll pop this down, because I noticed the height of the thing, you haven't had a body lift at all, it's all the suspension.
No body lift, no, just terrain tamer, 4 coil springs from terrain tamer, and the shockies as well.
Yep, and you've rebushed everything. And,
yeah, it's all been rebushed.
Yep, well, she definitely stands tall.
Yeah.
Otherwise, underneath, there's you've got the twin exhaust now on this. She comes out in a V, or
we put two pipes out the back. Yeah.
Yep. And the only other thing underneath, you saying earlier you might put water tank or something later, but for now it's got dual battery, both batteries.
2 batteries.
That's another thing Whistle and Soot Custom did with Paul.
Made the battery tray under the chassis, as well as he does a 3.5-inch exhaust, which no one really does.
Yeah.
That's 3.5.
I've even got that on my 2H, so he customs a lot of stuff like that. So yeah, he does mad stuff.
He does a lot of good stuff. Yeah.
So Paul is up here with his family. They've got the 3 kids, and so this is set up for touring. I might go and show you inside and we'll have a closer look. So this is mad. Soon as I open the door, tools and parts start falling out. Paulie's been doing roadside work, you can tell. He's a hands-on guy. He's just got this on the road. And but anyway, the interior is a 1984 HJ47 dash. So it is, the dash itself is original. It's got the tacho, the clock. It's the more modern one, but there's been a lot gone into the build that's changed things. We'll start, I'm leaning on the seat. He's got the XR6 or XR8 seats out of a Falcon, and the adapter plates to make these bolt straight in. There's a few people doing them, but Paul's gone for the McKinnon's Cruiser ones. McKinnon's have them on the shelf, so Paul and the family were up here at an event, and Billy bought these and fitted them out in a four-wheel drive park, and they've never come out. They're really happy. You will also notice the steering wheel is out of the 80 series. All the ignition cover and everything's still 40, but he's gone the 80 series steering wheel, modernised things. And on the dash, he's got the TJM Pro lockers. So here are the switches coming out through the dash. They're an air locker, so he's got the compressor there as well. And otherwise, the dash is pretty plain. He does have the parcel shelf, and they're travelling, so he keeps everything up on the shelf as they're travelling. He's got oil pressure, EGTs, and the boost all up on the parcel shelf as well, and an overhead console. The overhead console's got a cool old retro UHF in there that isn't set up yet. Paul's going to hook that up, just give it a bit of a retro look, and interior lights, speakers, just your general stuff like that. I will also mention that the red dot is the air conditioning that comes down through the roof, and for a family it's way more convenient than a knee freezer or just the people in the front receiving the air. So it was Paul's idea, and he's put extra structure in the roof to hold that, and they're loving it. So this is the whole family. Their youngest is 18 months old, and hence the baby seat. So they're just, and he's been traveling since a younger age. So they're just people that get out, enjoy the 40 series, enjoy the community, and enjoy Australia. And I love seeing this type of thing on the road. So one thing I didn't mention while I was inside was when we do walkarounds, we talk about custom parcel shelves a lot, and people, I get a lot of comments, where do you get the shelf, who made the shelf? This shelf is done by Chris at the 40 factory down in Victoria, so look him up on Facebook, and they've got cup holders and everything going on there. You can see how cluttered it is, that it does a really good job. A couple things on the outside before I wrap it up is, because of the stance on this and how well it sits, it handles the, it's got the Maxxis, they're 315s or 35-inch tyres, and it handles them really well. He sussed all the steering and suspension out. It actually handles really well. It's pulling over a ton of camper trailer, and it's lugged it the whole way. I don't think they've used it yet, so they'll be breaking it out soon. And the big box on the back, I'm not going to lift it up, there's not much to show in there, but it is where the fridge is. It's where they keep some luggage, and they've got the inverter and a DC to DC in there. So that's the back of the vehicle. But this is a HJ47, this is the Arkana, the one that, again, a lot of us, I've wanted one for years. People that own 40 series, we all want one of these. This is very, very cool. Well done, Paul, and well done your family.